Today we come to the parish church and we hear a very stark gospel. And in fact, this day is named after this gospel. This is known as the Sunday of the Last Judgment. Now, there's so much to talk about here, but we want to give you one, maybe two things that you can take and put into action in your life in this coming week. First, there's going to be a last judgment. That's something that we all can kind of hypothetically agree to and never live like it's going to happen. That's unfortunate. But it's also interesting that the Lord does not say, I will be coming on this particular day at this particular time. Why? Because, having created us, God understands human nature. And He understands that if His second coming is going to be at 9 p.m. on Thursday, that no one will be in church until about 9 a.m. on Thursday, and they'll be all waiting for confession. Right? That's just the way that we are. So we need to not know exactly when the Lord is coming. That being said, if you read the Gospels, it's very obvious that the Lord tells us that we should always be ready. Right? Watch, for you don't know in what hour the thief comes. This is, of course, pertaining to the Last Judgment. Of course, there will be some signs, and we like to look at the signs, and then we like to interpret the signs, and then we like to read the Revelation, the last book of the Bible, and get ourselves all excited without ever reading the Father's explanation of it, of course. And this is not healthy for us whatsoever. Will it be today? Will it be in 100 days? Will it be in 100 years? We just don't know. And of course, there will be some things that will precede this that will help us to understand. Don't spend your energy trying to guess when it's going to be. Spend your energy being ready for the fact that there's going to be a last judgment. And working on your own internal paradigm, which actually mostly denies that fact. Right? We have to stop denying the fact that there will be a last judgment and embrace that fact. In fact, if we are followers of Christ, we should be hoping for His return. Right? If you read the epistles, in several of them, especially St. John's general epistles, he ends it with, "Come, sweet Jesus, come, Lord Jesus." The people of the early church were very much desiring for the Lord to return, and so should we. Right? We shouldn't be like, I got a lot of things to do. If you can just wait for a little bit, I want to do some sinning over here, and then maybe some repenting, and then you can come. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We need to be ready, because the Lord might come right now. It's probably not likely. But if we are always ready, then we don't have to worry about the signs. We can apply the energy that the Lord gave us to prepare ourselves, to transform ourselves into His sons and daughters. And then the last judgment will be for us something that is welcome, because our parent will be coming to gather us together. As the Lord says in the Gospel, like a hen gathers its chicks. So this is the first thing that I hope you'll put to use this coming week. To work on your paradigm. Not to be afraid. That's not what the church calls us to. Fear is the antecedent to faith. If we're afraid, it's very hard for us to believe. We're not being asked to be afraid. We're being asked to get ready. Right? It's always nice to know when something is going to be happening. We know this is going to be happening. Exactly when, not, but we know. And so we should spend some spiritual energy working on that. We've talked many times about the content of this gospel, what we will answer for at the last judgment. Did you feed those who were hungry? Did you clothe those who were naked? So on and so forth. It's not a secret. We're not Gnostics. We don't have secrets. Everything is open. The Lord tells us what we have to do to get ready. Yet we want to spend our time on doing other stuff. Somehow we don't hear what He said. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked. And we want to do it this, suyita, what is that? Like useless stuff over here, when we could be doing the right stuff right here, right now. Because the Lord just told us in today's gospel in His own words. Feed the hungry, clothe those who are naked, visit those who are sick and in prison. The prison part is hard, I understand. We just live in a time now when it's not easy to get into prison if you're not a permanent resident there. But we can certainly visit the people who are in the hospitals. There's no blockage there. The other thing I think we should try to put into use this coming week, brothers and sisters, is the understanding that because of intemperance with food, we even have this gospel that's read today. What does that have to do with it? What does food have to do with the Last Judgment? Well, remember, back in the garden, there was some problem with some fasting. There was some problem with some food. There was some intemperance with what Adam and Eve were given to eat. This is how the fall happened. Intemperance with food never works well. I mean, we think that we like it, that we're filling our gullet over and over and over and higher and more and more. But the fathers say that gluttony is the door to the vices. Sometimes they say it's the mother of the vices. In any case, with gluttony comes many of the vices. And as we give up meat today being the last day that we eat meat before Pascha, this interim week, which we call cheese fair sometimes, anyway, the time when you can still eat fish and dairy products and so on and so forth, if we're honest, we sort of view this like a competition of gluttony. Like, how much can I really eat? Like, not, let's look what's in the fridge and finish that off so that when Lent comes, everything is gone. No, we'll go many times to the store for things this week. And that's silly. It's absolutely silly. And moreover, the last 50 times that you went through Great Lent, did you starve? You didn't, or you wouldn't be standing here, right? We aren't going to starve in Great Lent. We might be hungry sometimes, but that's okay. Suffering builds character. It helps us to grow strong in our faith. And the fast is not about suffering in any case. It's about helping us to fast from our sins by fasting from certain foods. So we're not going to hibernate. It's not important that we have this approach like a bear that must eat enough food during the summer or it will starve during the hibernation. That's not the paradigm, right? It's because of intemperance in food that this Last Judgment even is going to take place, right? If Adam and Eve would have kept the fast, everything would have been great. None of this would have been necessary. But, not casting dispersions on our ancestors, that's not what I'm saying. But that's the reality. And we should learn from them to be temperate in the food that we eat, even the last week before Great Lent. So 2 messages, brothers and sisters, that I hope you will take home with you this day and put into use this coming week. 1, there will be a Last Judgment. We are called to prepare ourselves for that. If you're not quite sure how to do that, read today's Gospel again. If that still doesn't make clear, go to the beginning of the Gospel and start from there. By the time you finish it, it will be pretty clear. And if it's not, that's okay. Talk to me or Father Moses. We'll help you to understand. We can get ready. We need to get ready. We need to change our paradigm into the fact that there will be a Last Judgment. So that's 1. And 2, let's strive to be temperate in food. The message that we should be taking from the life of our forefathers Adam and Eve on this week is that through intemperance in food, the fall came and the Last Judgment is even necessary. If we can be more temperate in food, we will better prepare ourselves for the Great Lent, which is coming a week from tomorrow. It's not necessary for us to build up our fat supplies like a bear that needs to hibernate in the winter. Rather, we're trying to build up grace. We're trying to draw closer to God. And gluttony always pushes us farther away from God. Let's try to put those 2 things into place this coming week, brothers and sisters. Let's work on those things. And if we make a sincere effort, and we ask the Lord's blessing on our effort, we can have great hope that He will bless us, and the coming week will be one that is truly blessed, helping us to prepare for the coming Great Lent, which in turn, if we prepare well, the Great Lent will help us to come, God willing, to the heavenly kingdom. May the Lord grant this to all of us. Amen.